Yeah, we occupy the media. Matter of fact, I got my TV on right now, occupying the media while I'm doing a radio show. Might respond to something I see on here if they talk about anything important. But don't forget to donate if you haven't, ronpaul2012.com. Also, I just want to say today's Tuesday, April the 24th. Don't forget to donate, and also don't forget to vote today if there's still time. I think there is. Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, and Delaware. So we have to get as many votes as possible. And I want to talk about that here real soon about the race today and what I think is going to happen. And don't forget, Ron Paul is in El Paso Town Hall, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, April 25th. Let's see here, 500 West University Avenue. That's the Memorial Gym. Also on April 26th at 7 p.m., he'll be at University of Texas and Austin LBJ Library Lawn, 2313 Red River Street. And on April 27th, he'll be in Houston, 7 p.m., Hoff Hines Pavilion, 3466 Cullen Boulevard. So we'll see what type of media coverage he gets in Texas, and hopefully, the state that he lives in will give him more love than the state that he's from. His hometown in Pittsburgh didn't even give him any media coverage. Couldn't even have anything to play for you here. What was that? Last week, I think, on Friday or over the weekend. So, yeah, over the weekend as well, because Philadelphia didn't give him no coverage, no real local coverage at all either. Just, short little paragraphs of him coming. Never mind that we got thousands of people in the rain coming out for Ron Paul. It's amazing, man. Let's see what else is going on. Don't forget also, if you're in Louisiana, district caucuses are Saturday, April 28th. That's this Saturday, 8:30 a.m. until 12 noon. Is very, very important. So I'm checking out the news right now, talking about how much more money taxpayers owe for these college loans, student loans, credit card debt. It's all crazy, man. Like Ron Paul said, in the Fed, let's get back to sound money. Stop paying all these bankers, giving them all of our money so they can just blow it. Let's see here. So today we have the race going on, and what we have, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania. So, personally, I'm not buying any results that come in, just like usual. And it's not because I'm trying to whine that it's fraud always going on, but it's just that we have so much evidence that now is just no reason to believe anything that we see or that we hear. So with that being said, what I think is going to happen today is they're going to continuously, continue to try to make Ron Paul's numbers lower and lower than the races before. Like I said, as soon as it was done with all the caucuses and we only had primaries with these beauty contests, I knew that they were going to just give him less votes because the votes are being tampered with. And it just is what it is. It's the truth. The evidence out there is that the GOP, is constantly doing things to block Ron Paul supporters, to try to push us out. And it isn't right, unfortunately. But most Americans have no idea what's going on a weekly, monthly basis with this GOP and this fraud that's going on. So what they're going to do is report these numbers, get Ron Paul as low as possible, continue on with the perception that he has no chance to win. And you know what? One thing that sucks about it is that it works. And it's unfortunate that we're going to have Ron Paul supporters that are going to get discouraged and they might listen to their friends when their friends tell them, he has no chance or Obama's going to win or who cares. And unfortunately, we got to see through all that, man. The way I tell people, the way I look at it is like, forget the dates, man. Forget when the convention is. Forget when the next president takes office, the inauguration. Forget all of that. If we really want to change this, we can change it right now. Drop my microphone. We can go to D.C. right now. Change it right now. But we not. We going by man-made get guidelines and deadlines and laws. And the only man-made law that we like is the Constitution. Unfortunately, we ain't following that. So we're following everything else under the sun. All these laws that they're coming up with. But, yeah. I mean, people are going to get discouraged, and they're going to not feel like going out, and they're going to feel like, well, Romney has it already, and obviously we're going to have the media continuously not in our favor, pumping Ron Paul's name out there. So we got to see through all that. We got to keep on pushing. We got to motivate each other. No complaining or whining. We just got to do what we have to do to get Ron Paul in office. Now, we see things are happening. We see, if you go on the Ron Paul website, ronpaul2012.com, and I played the clip earlier on my show. I played the clip with Rachel Maddow talking about we're winning delegates in Iowa and Minnesota. Ron Paul predicted that too. He predicts everything. That's why Ron Paul needs to just come on air and say he's going to be president. So that way we know it's going to happen. Let's see here. Fox News also reports that Ron Paul could win Iowa. So remember all that talk before Iowa happened for the primary? Ron Paul could win. Ron Paul could win. A lot of us knew that they weren't going to let him. No matter what, they were going to make sure he didn't come in first. But turns out the real race for Iowa, he is coming in first. And so we need to keep on spreading the message of what's happening with the delegates, what's really going on. And believe me, I've talked to some Ron Paul supporters. Some of them are still unaware of what is going on. Are we winning any delegates? Do we even have a chance? So to a lot of people out there that like Ron Paul, they still think that he doesn't have a chance and that he can't win. And we got to stop that. We got to stop that. Like I said, we don't need the convention to change this country or change the president. We could all go up there right now and impeach Obama if we wanted to and kick Romney out if we wanted to. It's all an effort. We got to come together. We got to be big in numbers. So when we go out there and we table in for Ron Paul, it needs to be a bunch of us. And those that can't make it, if they happen to be at home but they're busy or whatever the case may be, the little 15, 20 minutes you got, an hour you got, whatever it may be, need to be getting on the phone trying to get more delegates for Ron Paul, fishing for these delegates, doing what they can. If you got whatever, if you got a talent a certain way, if you can draw, if you can rap, if you can sing, if you could be a radio host, whatever it takes, you need to help get the message out there. And not just that, though. We need to be at the grassroots, getting these delegates, being on the phone from home. And also, if you haven't already, join Watch the Vote 2012. We need to be exposing the voter fraud. We need to speak up, not to say they get discouraged and not go through the process. We do need to go through the process and beat them at their own process because it's amazing to me, man. I don't understand, I don't even like the thing about delegates. This whole thing was created for them. It was created to make it easier for them. I mean, whoever gets the most votes should automatically be, we should just go by that. They should be the one that's the winner. But the problem is we're not getting the real numbers. And I'll be tweeting it all the time. Numbers don't lie. The people that report them do. They lie. And that's the problem. That's so what the Ron Paul supporters, what we have to do is we have to beat it. We have to win in the background. We have to win behind the scenes, and that's getting delegates because that's how they created it. So most people don't know about it. Most people don't know about delegates, what it takes. People just go by who gets the most votes. But I know this is a corrupt system somehow that they created. I haven't researched it. I don't know the history of it. But all I know is that it should just go down to who gets the most votes, period. But those votes need to be counted. Not on no electronic machines, not so anybody can tamper with them or they can get lost in a truck. They need to be done right there, reported right there. That's how it needs to be done. Paper ballots, we need to be able to count them. It needs to be able to be transparent. And then we can just go by the votes because I know Ron Paul is winning these states. I know he's winning Colorado and Maine, and he's going to win California regardless of what they report. And today we know, look how the crowds he's getting. In Rhode Island, in Pennsylvania, in Texas. Who's getting crowds like this? Is Obama even getting crowds like this anymore? Anyways, we'll be back. I'm Paco, your host. You're listening to Occupy the Media.
This national poll shows that Ron Paul is the best candidate that stacks up against Obama.
Well, Ron Paul wants to take away my Social Security, so I don't like him.
He's actually the only candidate that has a real plan to save your Social Security. Not only save it, but save the purchasing power of your monthly check.
Prices have been going up a lot lately.
We need to make cuts. Bring our troops home. to protect our own shores and borders and rebuild our economy.